Gene Shaw with Visit Duluth.
So, what do you know about solar?
Solar power is one of the upcoming things that we need to look at as a for future generations. And there's going to be lots of ways to do it. Wind power is going to be one, solar panels the other. And it's just a case of educating the public as what it's all about and getting them out of the old way into something new.
Is it a viable thing here in Duluth?
That's going to be up to the general public to make up that determination, because there'll be some outlay cash on their own parts before it gets started.
John Goldfein.
What do you know about solar?
I don't know a lot about solar. I'd like to know more, but here's my first question. From the start of building the panel through the completion of its lifetime, what is the true carbon footprint of solar?
Sure, Rick Ball, the Housing and Redevelopment Authority. But solar energy is obviously a tremendous and renewable resource. It's, I think, an underutilized and untapped resource to some extent, and it's really a resource for the future that I think can help us to reduce our dependence on foreign oil. So it's still an emerging technology. It's a technology that needs to become more cost effective, and I think that's gradually happening.
What about here in northern Minnesota?
Actually, it is used some here in northern Minnesota. It's also actually in northern Minnesota we have a lot of, especially winter days that have a very high level of solar gain. So it is a very usable technology.
Do you think like HRA would be used in some sense?
Very much so. We've been exploring alternative energy resources and technologies, and it's the kind of technology that we're very interested in pursuing. Solar and wind technology.
I'm Dave Jench from the Northlands News Center, and I really don't know anything about solar.
Do you think solar is something that's viable for northern Minnesota?
I don't have any idea. I've never researched it. Seems like we have a lot of clouds.
Well, I'm Keith Hamry, the Manager of Community Development for the City of Duluth, and Solar Career Solutions works with our low-income individuals who are looking for employment training. Solar! Oh, so you got to tell me, what about solar?
Yeah.
Now I got to switch gears to our Duluth Energy Efficiency Program. Solar panels and solar heating. One of the big things we're looking for with our Duluth Energy Efficiency Program, how can we bring in that renewable energy resource into everybody's home? You know, one of the things we don't have here is solar panels and solar heating. So if we can bring that technology in, that could be a wonderful cost savings for most homeowners, rental properties in our community. So
is it a viable solution for Northland?
I think so. You know, I think we have some cloud cover, some gray days, but you know, we have to look at all renewable resources, and solar energy is one of those things we could really benefit from.
My name is Jody Slick. I'm Executive Director of Common Ground Construction and also work with the Duluth Energy Efficiency Program.
What do you know about solar?
Well, I know that solar is a really good thing for people to explore, but we look at solar as something that should be pursued after people look at things that have a better environmental and economic return on investment. We have actually done solar. We received some federal competitive grant dollars to put active solar on 10 low-income houses, and we've been doing that, integrating evacuated tubes for heating as well as domestic hot water. But we really believe very strongly that those things should only be pursued once somebody has already gone through what we consider the pyramid of energy efficiency. And that is to make sure that you've got a really tight building, that your insulation is where it needs to be, that you've dealt with your electrical load, that you've looked at your appliances, because those are the things that are going to save your carbon footprint and save you money much quicker than going to renewable energy.
Solar is a viable solution for northern Minnesota?
Solar is definitely a viable solution in northern Minnesota. If you look at the solar maps in the United States, you'll see we have as much solar potential as, say, Houston, Texas. But again, it's something that really can have a good benefit to people that have done their homework and made sure that they're adding it to a home that is already energy efficient.
Greg Gilbert, and I'm formerly on the Duluth City Council, and now I'm just a regular citizen. And solar energy, that's the issue.
Yeah, just let people know, what do you know about solar?
When I graduated from college in the early 80s, I took a couple years off and then I made a decision. I needed to either go to law school or to go to a solar energy technology school held down in Red Wing Community College. Because back then in the 80s, remember when President Carter was president? Solar energy was up and coming, everybody thought it was going to be great. And it kind of had a setback a little bit, but I think all the technology that started back then and all the excitement, we can rekindle. I'm really excited about solar, because it's not just economics. Back then, it was high gas prices, but now we've got high gas prices, high all types of utility prices, plus the environment, and that's public awareness, and that's something we didn't have back in the 80s that I think we can capture now and make a big difference when we're promoting solar.
So is solar viable for northern Minnesota?
Absolutely, it's viable. They do different calculations than when they've got the panels down in the southwest. But if you do it on a small, as I understand it, what I'm learning, and I love this topic, is you don't do it in a massive scale where you have solar farms like they do down in the southwest. But if you can manage it on an incremental basis on small construction and retrofitting, it can make a big, big difference. And that's where I've seen the examples of it being done. It's been very exciting, and I think it has a very good future.
My name is Dan Hartman. I'm a newly elected Duluth City Councilor at large, so I represent the entire city of Duluth.
So, Dan, what do you know about solar?
Well, like I said, it's kind of a vague question, but it means a whole bunch of things. Solar is obviously can be a type of energy source we receive from the sun. You might have different types of solar panels, different variances of that, but those can help us collect energy which can be converted into electricity. There are actually many homes in the city of Duluth that are actually using this technology currently to help power their homes.
Is it viable here in Duluth?
It is actually more viable than different energy sources here in the city, because we actually have more sunlight than people realize in the city of Duluth.
Jeff Anderson, I'm the president.
I'm going to back you up a little bit.
Sure. Jeff Anderson, I'm the president of the Duluth City Council.
Okay, Jeff, what do you know about solar?
Well, I like the sun, and I'm a big fan of the sun. I don't know how you can be against the sun, so I guess I'm pro-solar.
Pro-solar. Well, is it a viable solution up here? Is it an energy source that we can tap into?
Well, there's been a few days that this year where I haven't seen the sun, so I don't know if we did something wrong or what, but so I don't know about it being a viable option. I know people who have solar heating in their home, and they use the sun in various ways to save energy. So I think if prices could come down and we could make it more available to more homeowners, it would be a good thing.